Seed plants. Seed plants are all around you. In fact, you eat many seed plants such as apples, pears, and rice. You even wear clothes made of seed plants such as cotton. And you may even have cabinets or banisters or other structures in your home built from seed plants such as oak, pine, or maple trees. Seed plants share two important characteristics. They have vascular tissue and they use pollen and seeds to reproduce. Seed plants also have body plans that include roots, stems, and leaves. And just like seedless plants, they have complex life cycles that include the sporophyte and gametophyte stages. Now, an adaptation of seed plants to dry land was the evolution of pollen. Pollen grains are the much reduced male gametophytes that contain cells that develop into sperm. The evolution of pollen allowed sperm to reach eggs by traveling through a dry environment rather than swimming through water. Land plants also contain ovules, which is the sporophytic structure that contains the female gametophytes that produce the egg cells. Eventually, when the egg cells fertilize, that ovule is what forms into the seed. Now, inside seeds are already a partially developed plant. If a seed lands in an area where conditions are favorable, the plant sprouts out of the seed and it begins to grow. A seed has three main parts: an embryo, stored food, and a seed coat. The young plant that develops is called the embryo, and the embryo already has the beginnings of roots, stems, and leaves. When an embryo begins to grow, it uses the food stored inside the seed until it can make its own food by photosynthesis. The embryos have one or more seed leaves called cotyledons, and sometimes food is stored in these, and sometimes food is stored outside the embryo, but still inside that seed coat. The seed coat acts like a protective plastic wrap, and it protects the embryo and the food from drying out, which allows the seed to remain inactive until conditions are favorable for it to grow. Now, seeds have adapted to scatter far from their parent plant, and this is called seed dispersal. It is super fun to go out and find all different types of seed and determine if they are dispersed by air, such as wind, or if they have burrs that stick to animal fur and get dropped somewhere else. Maybe they're seeds that get picked up by animals and then go through their digestive tract and then deposited into a new area. Or maybe they have been gone in water, or there's even seeds that actually the plants eject them out. All right. Now, when the seed dispersals and a seed finds a good place for it to go, the embryo begins to grow and germination occurs. When the embryo pushes out of the seed and the seed absorbs water from the environment, the embryo uses that stored food to begin to grow. And once it does this, the embryo's roots will start growing downward while the stem and the leaves grow upward. Once you can see a plant's leaves, the plant is now called a seedling. Seed plants can be categorized into two different groups, gymnosperms and angiosperms. A gymnosperm is a seed plant that produces naked seeds, and they're called naked seeds because they are not enclosed by protective fruit. Many gymnosperms also have needle-like or scale-like leaves along with deep growing root systems. Gymnosperms are among the oldest type of seed plant. According to the fossil record, gymnosperms appeared on Earth about 360 million years ago. Fossil records indicate that there were more species of gymnosperms than there are today, but there are still 4 groups that exist. Cycads, which look like palm trees with cones, grow mainly in tropical areas. Conifers or cone-bearing plants are the largest and most diverse group of gymnosperms today. These include pine trees, giant sequoias, and junipers. Ginkgos also grew hundreds of millions of years ago, but only one species exists today, and that is the ginkgo biloba. Neophytes is the 4th group that still exists today, and they can actually live for more than 1,000 years. The second group that seed plants are divided into are called angiosperms, and these live almost everywhere on Earth. All angiosperms, or flowering plants, share two important traits. First, like I just said, they produce flowers. And second, all angiosperms produce seeds that are enclosed in fruit. Fruits are ripened ovaries that include one or more seeds after a seed is fertilized. Fruits help protect and help disperse seeds. For example, colorful fruits often attract animals that digest the fruits, and then these animals will go deposit the seeds in their waste. Angiosperms are the most diverse and widespread of all plants. These flowering plants provide nearly all the food that supports human life. All fruit and almost all vegetable crops are angiosperms. And in addition to food, angiosperms are also harvested for furniture, medicines, and even fibers for your clothes. Let's take a break here, and it's time to show what you know.